G'day, ladies and gentlemen. It's an Australian welcome for how you're going. Very happy that you've joined us on a Monday night as normal. Number 39 for us, Swiss Gold Global Australia live presentation. And I'm very, very happy to say we've got the owner on, Bill Rowell. He's in a business lounge in Dubai Airport. We don't have his video available. There's not much that bandwidth. There's a lot of people on calls there, but we do have him live to talk to, which is fantastic. So all I want to do right now, while you've got him on there's to bring us up to speed as Swiss Gold Global members, the many, many thousands upon thousands of us around the world, all excited about what's going to happen this year about building our generational wealth. Quick hello to Paul Weeks down on the Gold Coast. Paul, how's things travelling? What a couple of beautiful days in the last few days in Queensland. It is the place to live, mate. No question about that. How's the last few days been for you, mate?
Absolutely stunning. We've had a wonderful weekend. It's been 3 days of actually, gorgeous times, and everybody's been out and around and enjoying themselves. So, no, it's certainly the place to be.
Absolutely, absolutely, mate. And when you're outdoors and you're excited and you're relieved and you're doing stuff, you're motivated and you're talking to people and you've got that upbeat mentality. So it's really, really good. Last few days, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the last couple of days. And I know you're flat out, Bill, and we can't actually see you, but we can hear you loud and clear. It's fantastic to have you on from Dubai to coming out of meetings and jumping on planes and be able to talk to us members and let us know what's going on. So first off, Bill, how's things going and how are you, mate?
Yeah, hi, Keithy. Thanks for hosting again these great calls. Very informative and good to be on them. Good to see you again, Paul. I was on the other week. You weren't there. I think you're still playing golf. But good to see you. That's the lifestyle, huh? I know things are going well. I'm about to catch a flight out of Dubai back to Zurich in about an hour's time. Things are progressing. One moment.
Thank you.
Everything's going well. I suppose let's go over a few things. I suppose, Keithy, it's good to see that Genesis Mining and our team have now sort of basically got things back up to date regarding the Bitcoin payout recording. I think it's pretty much back there now. We've still got to fine tune things to another level, but it's been a huge development. That's taken us probably, I think, 6 weeks to first of all find out the major issue between the servers, and then of course rebuild the whole platform, be able to take this new data. But it's more efficient than before, which is good. It's still not quite completed, but at least it's there, and we're glad to see people getting their payouts, which is the most important thing. On the other things regarding us, all moving forward very well. We had a good call the other day, Keithy, catching up, and as I was saying to you, we could go to market with new things right now, just like a lot of other companies do, and make a lot of noise out there, say we're doing this and doing that and blowing the whistle. But you need to be, for us, we need to be 100% in the right regulatory space. If we're not in the right regulatory space, it means it's not sustainable. It means it's only a matter of time that a program or a platform will be shut down. So as we have hallmarks like Argo Horias, which is a major hallmark refiner recognized around the world by the London Bullion Market, and of course other people in the precious metal industry, as are recognized by Genesis Mining, major player, billion-dollar company in the mining space. But when it comes to our ICO and our concepts moving in that direction, we want to make sure that we have the right regulatory hallmark behind us as well. And when we do that, we're going to be totally unique. Yes, it takes time. It takes a lot of money. And it takes time to sow these seeds and build the connections. Before I came onto this call, I was at the DMCC. I was actually meeting compliance people. To be quite honest, they don't really have much of an idea about the crypto world. And there's so many variables in the crypto, so many moving parts, and they don't really have the regulatory area for that, but they're moving and advancing forward in it. But we have a good connection with them and be able to meet with them face to face and discuss things with them. It's all going to move forward nicely. So even though I'm a pretty impatient guy, I like to get things rocking and rolling and get things moving. there's always a lag time when it comes to international banking, international regulations, but this is a really key thing. This is such an important ingredient to have for business growth, but most importantly for sustainability. Because, as I said, you could come out and we could market some different things that we actually have ready and available, but the banks would close us down because we don't have the appropriate licenses to be able to support those particular applications. So this is really what's really happening, because the banks actually, in one sense, act as the police force for the regulators. If you're taking funds into a certain account and trading, and you don't have a specific license to actually support that business activity, they close you down. And believe you me, they do it very quick, and even freeze your funds.
Let's
so that's pretty much an update just on that side. But we think in the next, it's already heading into the middle of the year, which is really incredible. We would have thought we would have crossed that barrier by now, but we haven't. But we think the next 2 to 3 months we're going to be in a much better position and maybe have some exciting news. But it does take time, because the space we're working in many areas, I mean, it's a new territory for many regulators. Many of them are ignorant to it. Many of them just don't have regulation available for it. And of course, the draft regulation to support these things, it doesn't happen overnight. And as I said, we know that there's many companies out there doing it without having this, but I know their days are probably numbered before they'll be, realized and shut down. It's only a matter of time. And we don't want to put our members' money or our system or our company at risk. I mean, we've been around for 10 years as a company, and supporting many tens of thousands of members around the world. And we don't want to put that goodwill or your product or services at risk. So we have to be patient there. And as I said, patience certainly isn't my second name. But I realize in this game, you just have to be when you're dealing with regulators and banks and stuff like that.
Your travels now, you spent time in Dubai, so obviously getting all these ducks in a line, ducks in a row, if you like, for the benefit of the business. What's your movements from now on over the next couple of months? I know you're trying to get to Australia to see us, which may happen in July. That should be fantastic. We'll certainly get people to meet you down when you come down here, down under. Are you heading north to the UK at all, or what's your plans, Bill?
Well, I fly back into Zurich today. And I think the next week I'm going to be pretty busy just catching up on different things. I've got to come back to Dubai again, I would say, in a couple of weeks. I've got to go to the US, but primarily I'll be definitely, I'm definitely wanting to be in Australia, let's say the middle part of the third week of July. That's pretty much a 98% chance of doing that. And hopefully we can get our platinum ambassador leader, Claudia, to come out and join us as well. And we'll get up there to see you, Keithy, and see Paul. Maybe we even have a beer with you. Keithy, I know it's your birthday, mate. You're turning pretty old. You're turning 60, I believe.
Yeah. Very old indeed, mate. But
I'm stirring you, mate.
Yeah, just stirring. Yeah, good. Same as you, Bill. Same as you. You're 60, aren't you, this year?
Mate, I never revealed that information. Come on.
Oh, yeah. No, you hold most things close to your chest for the benefit of the company, which is great.
No, we're born the same year, Keithy. So yes, I'm also turning the big 60 this year.
Okay, right. Well, it's only mentality. There's only a number in most people's minds. I spoke to the young guy I mentioned at the other end of the scale of where we are, Bill. He's 21. The Colombian guy I mentioned the other week, who's he's in our team here in Brisbane, and he's actually heading back to Colombia on Friday for 3 weeks holiday with his mother. And we met for coffee today, and he's at the opposite end of, wish I was 21 again, Bill, knowing what I do now. But the motivation, I could see I did a bit of a Facebook Live with him today, and he's passionate about the business and learning, because he can see that he can help people. And I said, well, just got to be a bit patient at the moment. There's a lot of stuff happening with us at Swiss Gold Global. There's a lot of plans in place that are very, very exciting. But the basis is the gold and silver and cryptocurrency mining contracts at present you have the ability to just help lots and lots of people. And I said, Claudia's done that for many, many years. And that's all you got to do. His name is Nikolai. I said, Nikolai, all you got to do is help as many people as you possibly can. And in turn, you don't have to worry about anything that you have to do. It'll all be taken care of just by helping people. So 21-year-old Bill, fantastic to come across guys like that, but also he's motivated to get going.
Well, I mean, you know, it's very true. We can help a lot of people. I mean, I just looking at Bitcoin where it is right now. I mean, you're still looking at, I was speaking to the regulators this morning about this. They didn't have much idea. I said they wanted to know, you know, this and that, a little bit about it. I said, well, someone buy it. We sell hash power. In fact, what we do, if you look at the gold rush, you know, a lot of the people who made money during the gold rush are the people who sold, you know, the pots and pans, the suppliers. Well, you as a miner are a supplier. You actually have the mining contracts and you're part of the process of mining cryptocurrency. So you get rewarded for mining. You're a miner in one sense. And of course, even today, if you buy a mining contract, even where Bitcoin price is and even where the difficulty rate is, you're still looking at, you know, roughly estimates of 40% plus return on your money, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, where else are you going to get that? You know, we know it's not set in stone. We know it does vary. We know it goes up and down, but it's an exciting sector to actually be in. And for a 20, 21-year-old, even we have people younger that involved with us, learning this new monetary system in one sense as a currency. And when I told the regulators today that in Switzerland you can pay some taxes, you can pay taxes in some states with Bitcoin, and they actually even said here in Dubai you can actually buy property with Bitcoin. They see that it is an emerging currency on a deregulated platform called the blockchain, and it's fantastic to be engaged in this. So all of you people are early adapters to this technology, and it does take time to learn. The best way to learn is to be engaged with it. And really, I really believe of what we offer our members around the world is it's a very low risk way to be associated with us on this particular platform. You can get started from as little as around $30. You know, you get your foot in the door, you see how the things operate, you can see how the system works, you build confidence, and then if you like, you can upgrade to more packages or even become an affiliate member like you, Keithy and Paul and Claudia. And work it as an affiliate member and further compound your wealth, which is fantastic. That's really the name of the game. You have to be able to compound your wealth to get ahead of the game in today's world. Hi, Claudia. Looks like she's got some beautiful sunshine there in Germany.
Absolutely, yeah. Claudia, do you want to say hello to him? It's great to have you on. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
Hey guys, yes, it's great to be on. I'm sorry to be late. I'm actually in Eltville because today is like it's a public holiday here in Germany. We have so we just went for a tour outside this beautiful, you know, this is the White Riesling area where I'm actually in, so it's nice.
Fantastic. Okay, and how's your week been? Bill's just been going over some of the basics of what he's been doing in Dubai there, and the contract reporting is almost back to 100%, which is fantastic for all members. What's your week been like, Claudia?
Oh yes, well, my week has been fantastic, wonderful here in Europe, of course. I've done quite a few webinars, seminars, online messages, online trainings with people. And so, yeah, I mean, what basically Bill just ended up with, the point of that is just don't get too complicated. Just share the message, help people, again, as we always say, to basically spread the word and spread the word what we do. I mean, we have 50% return right now on the mining per year. I mean, just if you throw messages like this onto people, they like, wow, okay, so well, how can I learn more? What do you do? Just get engaged. So my work has been great. My business work and my private week. So it's all good.
Now you mentioned last week when you're on, but also in a couple of posts that, and a couple of members have responded quite positively that you're thinking about doing some training videos in the coming weeks. Now, what did you actually mean by that, about how to explain the business when you first meet someone for the first time, or the basics. I know there are, in the back office there are already videos there that your presentations in the back office there that are under a certain section there. I can't remember which one it is at the moment. But what's your planning?
Yeah, but correct. But I'm updating all days, all this getting started training, getting started right. What's your first step? So you join the business, you basically come on board, you join. Well, let's do a very quick plan, because I mean, when you join the business, well, most people they basically join somebody up and they let him sign in, and the person pays, and then that's it. And there's no follow-up, there's no training, but the new person doesn't know what to do. So they have no clue. They need to be trained. They need to be taught, okay, so this is what you do now, this is what you do now. Okay, so what is your goal? What's your plan? What do we do? How do we share the message? What do we say? What do we say when this question is coming? What do we say when that question is coming? How do we edify our upline? I mean, there's a lot of stuff which, of course, people need to learn. I mean, okay, we don't want to make it too complicated. That's why it has to be a very easy start and very simple. Simplicity is the key here, because if a 9-year-old gets it, then that means it's duplicatable. And if you make it too complicated, then people also don't. They're already busy with their lives. They don't want to basically learn another profession. But at the end of the day, of course, you know, networking and doing it professionally, meaning doing a living or building a living from that, well, you got to learn. This is a new profession, so you got to learn skills. You got to learn, how do you talk to people, how do you edify people, how do you talk the right way, how do you ask the right questions. So there's lots of things, but they have to be trained, of course, step by step. So I'm working on that to basically get that just updated on more into the crypto terms.
Okay, all right, awesome. Now, Bill, can I ask you a question? You started the business in 2008, now we're 2018, 10 years. People's attitudes nowadays to going online and starting a business compared to when you first started, is there a noticeable difference, Bill, that you can see between people's attitude, or is it basically the same? They're a bit hesitant to join something, or are people more skeptical of businesses online nowadays, having been 10 years in the business, Bill?
It's a good question, Keithy. I mean, there's a lot more information available today, 10 years later, than back in 2008. Primarily, you've got to think cryptocurrency wasn't existing back then. In fact, 2008, 2009, the white paper was just being written by Satoshi Nakamoto. So on the peer-to-peer payment system, which you well know, Keithy. So we didn't have any cryptocurrency, but there was plenty of other things. Now, at that time, of course, we were in the middle of a bull market, gold, silver bull market. So it was very strong there. Online presence, very few gold companies at that particular time. So we were actually early takers in the market. But of course, like anything, when the price is increasing significantly, and there's a lot of let's say information and promotion, free media promotion on TV, etc., regarding the gold price, etc., you attract a lot of attention, which attracts a lot of new players to the game. This is what we're experiencing, of course, with the crypto world as well. You know, especially after 2017, after a stratospheric growth in Bitcoin price from less than $1,000 in January 2017, just touching on just under $20,000 in December 2017. Of course, they've got a lot of free market. So a lot of people are coming in, which also means there's a lot of scams and different things coming to the marketplace, which is on social media, saying if you do this, you're going to get 2 Bitcoins. If you send us this or buy this, we're going to send you 2 Bitcoins free. Or all these different things happening there. People are distracted today. People want the quick dollar. I mean, a lot of people are doing it tough out there. I'm aware of that because I travel a lot. I know Claudia does as well. The cost of living is increasing and wages are not going up with it. So I understand. And also we have an aging population, baby boomers as we are, except for Claudia, but you, me, certainly I am, and Keithy is, and I know that Paul is. You know, a lot of people are going into retirement now. And of course, you go from having an income to retirement. The average income, falls from 50 to 70, 75%. So when people's income falls 70, 75% when they hit retirement, it must have a huge impact on their quality of life, unless they've got other sources of income to actually increase it. Maybe Paul wants to touch on that in one respect. He's a gentleman that was a professional in his life, or working all his career, now enjoying retirement, golf, etc. But I'm sure going from a professional career to retirement, your income takes a huge hit. When you have zero interest rates at the moment, where you're getting nothing on your money, primarily, Claudia mentioned before, it's only 50% you're getting back on your crypto. We put the money in the bank in Australia. I think you're getting, maybe, if you get 3%, well, it's going to take you 25 years or 21, 22 years before you get your money back from the bank in one respect. If you did it in America or North or Europe at 1%, you're going to take 100 years to break even on your money you put in there. And we haven't even factored in inflation. So that would be the worst way to actually invest. But to answer your question, there's a lot of distraction out there. So people really need to think. You need to do your due diligence. You need to ask questions, because it's very easy to jump into something you've been promoted. You're going to get a quick buck here. I can tell you right now, most of them fall over. Just like the ICOs last year. Over $3.5 billion raised. Now, where did that money come from? It came from the public. Half of it's already lost from failed ICOs. So it's really important that you, as a client, as a member of Swiss Gold Global, you ask questions. You do your due diligence. It's your money. And you want to put your money where it's going to grow, not where it's going to vanish. And that's why we're very, very strict on our compliance and on the regulatory side, because for us, it's all about sustainability. And of course, we love to have things occurring faster and even greater returns. But just know this, it's a common saying, isn't it, Paul? High returns is high risk. That's just the way it works. Although we think we balance that equation out pretty well, as long as people use their common sense. They use their common sense, think about what they're doing, manage their own risk, don't let the greed factor kick in too much. And really, you can get many benefits from our platform of Swiss Gold Global. But yes, many distractions out there, and I think Claudia, she's online more than me, and I suppose you are too, Keithy and Paul. You probably know more about it than me. I don't look at it. I'm focused on driving this ship. I don't care about other people's ships. I can learn from other ships what they're doing. I don't like to look at ships that have holes in them and know that they're not going to be afloat 3 months from now or 6 months from now. I want to look at ships that are going to be sustainable around for 3, 5, 10 years from now, and they're going to be supersonic, and add a lot of value to our members. So I don't like to be distracted. I've got to stay very, very focused and make sure that we're heading to the right destination and we can take our members on that particular prosperity ride as well. That's really what my role is. And you as leaders are pretty much doing the same thing as well. But I know people do jump ship. They think they're going to get a quick buck over here. Then when they jump ship, they realize it's taking water. Then they'll jump back on, of course. That's just human nature, isn't it?
Yeah, no question about that. People do. I just spoke to Nikolai this morning, who I want to put in touch with Claudia, because he's from Colombia, speaks Spanish. The Facebook Live this morning, he did half the interview in Spanish. So I said, have you heard of SOS? And I said the original SOS is Save Our Souls, which is when you're lost at sea and you send a Morse code signal. And I said that the modern day one, SOS, is Shiny Object Syndrome, where people will start one business and then 2 months in they'll be going okay with that one, but they won't fully commit or focus on that. And then they see something else. They, oh, what's that over there? And they join that. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, look at that. And they join that. Before they know it, they've got 5 or 6 different opportunities. And he was nodding his head. And I said, well, how are you going to explain one business to a potential person who's looking for the magic 4 words, part-time passive income? Then what else? And they'll say to you, what else are you doing? Well, I'm buying stuff from Amway. I'm doing an Amazon store. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing the other. And I've got these really cheap sand shoes, training shoes. You can buy these. You can sell them at a profit. I've got this digital product here. I've got 7 different things. Well, how do you do all that? Well, I do 10% with that one. I do 15% with that one. I do 20% of my time with that one. It's all split up with 100%. So how's that work for you? Well, it's sort of going all right. There's no focus or direct income in proportion to the time and energy you put in. So if you can instill that into people that, at the moment, I said to Nikolai, look, if you'd have been with Swiss Gold Global last 3 months of the last 2017, you'd have been absolutely ignited with the passion about the price of Bitcoin, the returns of our contracts. We've taken a little bit of a hit this year. It's dropped off, but it's going to come back because as Bill keeps telling us all the time, the adoption rate of Bitcoin is, as best I can find out, there's only 30 odd million Bitcoin accounts worldwide. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, who's watching today, Karen.
Well, just on that, sorry, Keithy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real about this. The Bitcoin rewards that the miners are getting is absolutely fantastic. Let's be real about it. Yes, it's not as great as last year, but it's absolutely fantastic. For every dollar you're putting into a mining contract, you're getting at the moment 40 to 50 cents out, projected annually. Go and do that to your local bank. What are you going to get out of it? So, yes, last year it was multiple times that. Okay, but really, for a diversified and a pretty safe concept that we have, it's a fantastic return that people get. For every dollar you put towards a mining contract, you buy 1 terahash for $179. At the end of the year, you're gonna get anywhere projections. It could anywhere be from maybe 30 to 70%, maybe more, maybe it's less. But the thing is, again, it's diversification. Now, if you work it smart, like you people do, and you teach it responsibly to other people, and they all bought 2 terahash here or there, you're getting your terahash for free. So what's the risk there? It's like Claudia getting her gold for free. That's why she's always nicknamed the Golden Queen. To affiliate commissions, and she'd actually convert them straight into precious metals. This is what people are doing with the crypto space right now as well. So you could buy a contract, and if you share it responsibly, and you don't make unfounded claims to people, and you've got to be very careful what you put on social media because regulators are looking. You are not.
That's right. May have just lost a bit of Bill with the Wi-Fi in the Dubai airport there. Maybe we'll try and get Bill back if he cuts back in. Now, Paul, I'll just flip to you. Paul, you are dealing with, as you keep telling us, the older generation. Now, you've been online. How many years have you been online, Paul?
Oh, that's a good question. Here we are, 2018. I suppose probably for about the last 7 years.
7 years. All right. So has the attitude of the people you're dealing with, the older generation, because 7 years ago you were still old, like you are now, mate. Well, I said that in a friendly gesture. But people 7 years ago online looking for businesses, is their attitude, you feel, the same back then as it is now, or are they more skeptical now? Because as Bill says, it's all over social media, scam here, don't trust the online space. Are people conditioned by social media to be so negative from the start? Or what do you think from 7 years ago to today with the people that you mainly talk to?
Okay, well, if you look at a number of the people that I spoke to back 7 years ago are still with me today. But we certainly have changed direction, and you're talking about the SOS before, and that really got a lot of people all over the place. They didn't know whether they were up here, down there. That was just amazing. I think they now really got the message that there is really only just one business out there, and that's what we're concentrating on now. The newer people I'm talking to today, yes, they do believe that there's still a lot of scams out there. And they still don't get the gist of mining Bitcoin. What are we getting it out of the ground, are we? Where is it coming from? What is it? So it's definitely we've got to get out there and educate people still. So this is more of an education game than before, as a quick get rich scheme type thing that we were looking at before.
Yeah. Well, you probably hit the nail on the head there, mate. That if people have a basic understanding of what the business we're in, and that's cryptocurrency mining or computer power mining contracts, so they understand what they are, then the penny will drop, so to speak, or the Satoshi will drop, and they'll understand. And so what Claudia is planning to do is probably a very, very good thing for the business if we can have that basic understanding through a training series of what the dot points of what Bitcoin mining is and how they can help people understand in the first instance. Claudia, is that the main message coming, that it's all about explanation of the business?
Yeah, sure. They need to be able, of course, to just point and direct somebody to a video recording, which is short and brief, and which explains that particular question. So what people need to be trained then on is only where can they find these tools and how to use these tools. Eventually then they could create their own series and their own trainings whatsoever. But I think we have Bill back.
Yeah. Oh, he's just gone. He just dropped out. So
okay, so he left. Yeah, I can talk further. So yeah, I mean that's what I want to do, because again, like a duplicatable system, and what I always have learned about duplication is it doesn't matter at all what works. I mean, I don't care what works for Bill, for you, for me, for Kitty. For Paul, it really doesn't matter, because it's not a point. If you want to get duplication, meaning that a lot of people do a very simple work or a very simple thing, it's like McDonald's. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere in the world. All what they need to be trained on is flip a burger, right? And so they can flip the burger the same way in Australia as in Germany, as anywhere. So it doesn't matter what works, but what duplicates. So if something works for you in Australia, but that may not work for somebody in New Zealand or somebody, so then that means it's not a duplicatable system. And this is what I'm trying to, again, like we have this in back office, it's a little bit older now, it needs to be updated with the crypto. That's what I want to do. Very easy videos where people can point people to, learn everything around that without getting overwhelmed. And so any questions which are coming from people, yeah, but isn't Bitcoin already whatever, or isn't, or well, doesn't just the people in the upline make all the money on the top? All those questions, or isn't this a pyramid, or isn't this that, isn't that this, and what not? So those questions that they basically very simple being answered, so that people, that the new person who comes on board can just point somewhere to a video and send this to the person who asked the question. That's really the whole point of it.
Yeah, no, that'll be fantastic. And like you say, the information's in there, but maybe just on the gold and silver side just needs to be updated slightly for the cryptocurrency. So it's the same thing. It's duplicatable for what we're trying to get people to a part-time passive income, buy some contracts, get paid daily into your Bitcoin wallet or your Litecoin or Dashcoin wallet, whatever you like. But then the message is quite simple to explain to people that we're buying computer power contracts, and if you talk to people about that, then you'll get the benefit of 2.5% computer power, hash power added to your total in commission when you explain someone to the business and they join you. It's quite easy, and just those basics is what people need to learn. And it takes a little bit of time. It took me a couple of months to get my head wrapped completely around it. And there's a lot of stuff I'm learning by speaking to you, Claudia, and speaking to Bill every week, and listening to other people in the Facebook group and what they're saying and what things they're coming up against, different types of wallets. That's changing. I've got my CoinJar account here in Australia. I love CoinJar, but it's only for Australia. So if I go overseas, I can't use this card, but it's an EFTPOS card. So I can go to the ATM and convert Bitcoin to local currency. So that, for me, I like this, but there was a problem with the Visa and the MasterCard, so a lot of the cards that you were talking about, Claudia, they've disappeared or not available outside of Europe, so I can't get one in Australia. But there's others that are appearing. So all this bits of information that are quite crucial when you're starting an online business in cryptocurrency. If we have our training area, and it is, we have the area, just for people watching, it's under My Business Center, isn't it? Is that correct, Claudia?
Yes, that's correct. It's under your business center, yeah.
I'm doing it live now, My Business Center, and then under the Get Started tab. That's where your videos, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
Get Started. So if you go, even if you want to get the outline of the business plan and everything and listen to Claudia and the videos that she's done, quick start training, short presentation on paper, product presentation, opportunity presentation, understand how your business works. It's already there. There's a PDF and an MP3, so you can download all that. So there's information there. Well, you're looking quite young in that first one, Maddie. Must have been so, back when you're.
Oh, thank you. Boy.
10 years ago.
I tell you. No, it's not actually. It's not 10 years ago, but I must have aged a lot. That's actually just the last video is just probably now 3 years ago, 4 years.
I didn't mean it that way, Claudia. I meant the business.
No, but
and business like now you're
correct. Correct. Now I'm on holiday mode. No, I'm always in holiday mode, of course.
Yeah. So this is the information's there, folks, already in the Get Started area. So refresh your memory if you've been there once, or if you haven't been there, go to My Business Centre, click on Get Started, and just go through those video sessions there. Just get a refreshing update of what Swiss Gold Global is all about. And behind me, the banner basically says it. It's building generational wealth. Get paid to save and Swiss certified gold and silver. There's $25 purchases, minimum gold or silver. So you're bound to run into people that have some money. And this is what I spoke to this young guy, Nikolai. I want you to speak to him, Claudia, over the next day or two, if you can. Nikolai, who's going back to Colombia on Friday to see to see all of his family back there. He's leaving Australia on Friday to go for 1 month. And he's telling me about the inflation over there, and he knows so many people over there who are struggling with the local currency. But in amongst that, there must be people that everyone knows out there that maybe have $1,000 that they want to put into an online business, or $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. You will come across those people if you talk to enough people that want to do that, but they're looking for the right vehicle, the right business. Then you'll speak to everyone else who just has $50 or $100, and they're looking as well. Everybody is looking, as what I said to Nikolai. Everybody is looking to better their life for themselves and their family, whether it be $50 or $50,000 or everything in between. Everybody is looking. You just have to understand how you can explain it to them in very easy terms, what our business is all about. Get paid daily, Bitcoin payout, get paid. See, what I explained to Nikolai today is that in Australia, I buy computer power mining contracts with Australian dollars. They're $35.80 American. It's about 43 Australian dollars. So I give Swiss Gold Global 43 Australian dollars for 1.2 terahash contract. And then I start getting paid in Bitcoin every day. Someone gives me Bitcoin. I said, well, that's fantastic. So I buy in local fiat money and get paid in Bitcoin. But what I did is what Bill and Claudia say. I had the 180-day plan for the first 6 months. Is that I took all the profit in Bitcoin I was getting paid in and put it back in for 180 days. Whatever profit I got, I bought more contracts and bought more and bought more. And so I was using profit to make more profit. And I explained to Nikolai that when you go back to Colombia, that the people that speak to only have a few dollars or a few pesos to put aside. If they can start that ball rolling ever so slowly of buying one contract and then getting some profit and buying another, and maybe selling a piece of furniture or selling something and buying another one, and slowly getting that ball rolling quicker and quicker at every level, then they too can find success. Claudia, is that the experience you've gained through speaking to people in South America?
I mean, again, South America is pretty simple because they all network. So in South America, they're way more warmer. They are not so cold. It's just very easy to talk to people because, again, they're very more friendly, way more open than here in Europe, of course, especially in Germany, so people are pretty cold. You don't know your neighbor. And so it's not that community thing, whilst in of course, South America, you know, it's very, very different. So, and I know, because have been, of course, obviously working in South America, young people, you know, same thing happen like all over the world, no jobs, no good paid jobs. They have to leave the country if they want to get a good job. I mean, there's other jobs, but I don't know if you really want to work in them because you don't know how long like your life will be after those working in those jobs. I mean, when you talk about Colombia, and you know, you still have a lot of these other jobs there, which I don't want to go into it so much, but I mean, I mean, Colombia is developing very much. So its business has really caught up. So they want to really get their name, basically, or their branding out as a country better, and away from the drug dealing, things like that. And so it's a tough job to do that. So people are very much into business, very much, very different than Australia, very different than Europe or than Latin America, very different. They are hungry for opportunities. They just grab it on. But that's why also Colombia scams work perfectly. So I mean, I think every Colombian would have joined at least 2 or 3 different money scams or even Bitcoin scams and so on. So definitely. So if you show them something like this, and again, doing that is, well, you first put some in, you get some returns, you see actually the returns on your blockchain, which we can all show, as you know, then people will say, oh, wow, oh, this is really interesting. And you're going to rock. You're going to rock because you can actually see the real deal money you are making. And if you actually, you know, have it on a blockchain and then you actually buy something with it, which you can in Colombia. So you, let's say, with that money you just earn from Bitcoin, you buy a coffee or buy something, you know, this is very credible then. Yeah, I mean, why do you have these companies like this coin company, which is a no coin company, but they're rocking in this country, absolutely rocking in this country. And then, of course, what they love in Latin America, see, you have all done everything, you know, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, etc. For them, it's just starting over their personal development. They didn't really had so much personal development other than Pablo Escobar. You know, this is, you know, they're really into it. They're super into it. They really, they want to grow. They want to change. They want to break out. And so you can really smash and rock this business over there. But it's more person to person, and then anyway they will talk.
Well, it's the same anywhere, Claudia, really. Where the bottom line comes, I said to Nikolai this morning, I said, we live in a city of 2.2 million people. All you need is a team of 20 to start. Just 20 people who have got the same sort of mindset as you, and you can rock it. You can just absolutely rock it because they'll know 4 or 5 people that you don't know, and it's just connection. You can build a fantastic team of 50 people, but it's not going to happen in 1 or 2 or 3 months. I said, I started doing videos 3 or 4 years ago, and I get 1 or 2 views for the first 6 months. And then I got 10 people watch the video. I was jumping off my chair and doing cartwheels across the floor. But then you build from there. You build a presence online, and you have that confidence that comes as well, and you get better at what you're doing, and then you're able to tell people the story that you're going through. Now, Team Big said as far as the cards we're talking about, Wirex for the UK have a card. Is there any cards in Europe, crypto cards that are new ones that you've heard of, Claudia?
Well, I mean, what they say is, and I haven't myself tested, it's the Wirex, which you mentioned, the Wirex card. In America, of course, so in the United States, you have the BitPay cards, which works. And of course, in Germany, so the Bitwala, lots of people have Bitwala accounts still. So Bitwala is certainly gonna have their card back soon. So they announced it. I just don't know when exactly Bitwala will have it back. In Colombia, well, you don't really right now have that available. But again, there's Xapo. You have the Xapo card, but Xapo doesn't work anymore for Latin America at the moment. So there's different solutions which is being worked on for this. But it's just also a matter of time. You know, I believe once these companies get get their regulations with the visa back and so on, they will have that again. So they will, I believe so. But just right now, they need to wait a little bit. But there's lots of other solutions like local bitcoins where they can cash out in, for example, South America. But just to come back to this point in South America, so because you say, you needed 3-4 years to get your presence, to get all this. Actually, in South America, if I was from Colombia, and if I was I would know a little bit about this business of Swiss Gold Global and would have been, trained and coached by you, Kitty, I would just basically rock this business. This works very fast over there because you can actually show a real proof that you are making money. And so only that fact will attract thousands and thousands of people very, very, very fast. So when you look at the scam coin companies, which are very successful there, they're not successful in taking time 2 or 3 years. They are actually successful taking time 1 month, 2 months, and they pull thousands of people into some meeting rooms. So what I suggest, if your guy Nikolai really wants to do it and he really wants to turn around his life, well, he needs to have a few private coaching sessions with us to get his head around, and if he takes it serious, he can build really, really big over there because, again, people are more open to businesses because they are more in need than you, or than Paul, who's playing his golf, or than myself, or people in Europe who, if they don't work, they anyway get paid. People over there, well, if they don't work, well, they don't eat. That's just as simple as it gets. And they have no social security benefits, etc., etc. So, yeah.
Yeah, a totally different mindset for sure. So when the training videos come out, Claudia, we'll have to give them the Claudia University or Claudia Bitcoin University, something like that. Learn how to succeed in business. Now we've gone for about 45 minutes, which is normally try and do it. Bill's left us obviously the connection at the lounge, where there's a lot of people on their phones taking up the data, so he can't share with us. We've had a few people watching tonight. It's great to have you folks on. You're right about different people's locations, but all you got to do is keep telling the story, learn the information more, and like you've done for the last 10 years, Claudia, just meet new people and offer the opportunity to listen to the story. And some people will say, that is fantastic, how does that work? And others will say, it's not for me. But you just got to keep talking to people and never lose enthusiasm, like you and Bill don't. As Bill said, I've got to run this ship. He's running the ship. Imagine that coming from the owner's mouth, that I'm running the ship. So he's making sure the ship is heading in the right direction, at the right speed, with the right maintenance, and all the fittings and fixtures are working, and the engines are running smoothly, and that there's no big storms up ahead that's going to put us on the rocks. And he's guiding us through the waters that keep changing, the currents keep changing. So we're very, very grateful to have Bill at the helm for 10 years. And as I said to Paul before we went live, on Friday is 1 year for me in Swiss Gold Global. On Friday, my first year anniversary. That is flashed past so quick, 1 year. And so many things have happened in a year that anyone starting now, I'd say to you that just remain focused for the first 6 months, first 180 days. Have a plan in your diary. If you have a diary, this is what you need, a diary. It says a day-to-day with notes. There might be 1 or 2 little things written down, but refer to that every day. So I emailed my team today. This is number 39, the 39th hangout we've done live. So 39 out of 52 weeks. So that's nearly 9 months of doing hangouts. I met with Nikolai for coffee. There was a little note there. And I've got a couple of business cards of people that I've met. I've just got to email them and say, can I put you on my email list to talk to you about, get updates about the business and send them links for this. So everyone you meet, just ask for a business card. And here's an example. This guy, Ben, he's a builder. I met him on the Gold Coast last week after our coffee hangout. Now, he's an exclusive builder for multi-million-dollar homes. So he doesn't do small apartments. He doesn't come and fix the countertop in your kitchen or put a new set of cupboards into the bedroom. He doesn't do that sort of work. He does multi-million-dollar fit-outs. So he does high-end stuff. So he's got Bitcoin. He's bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. He said, I've just put $1,000 in there just to see how it goes. And he's got some Ethereum as well, $1,000 worth of Ethereum. So he talked about $2,000 about just putting something on the side to see what happened. But he didn't understand mining and heard about it. So I'll just follow up with him and give him a link to this video and say, if you have any questions, Ben, just feel free to give me a call anytime. That's all you got to do, is just spread the story and show people, share these videos so they get to hear the owner of the business talk, get to hear you, Claudia, talk about the business and how to talk to people. Paul, to finish off, great to have you on again this week. What's the plans? I know you got another coffee meetup on Wednesday. Tell people about that, mate.
Yes, we do, at the Quality Hotel down at Mermaid Waters at 10:30. We'll be having a coffee catch-up meetup, similar to what we held last week. So anybody that's out there, please come on down and we'll explain to you everything all about Bitcoin mining and Swiss Global and gold and silver and everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah, and if there's anyone around Australia or around the world who's got people who live on the Gold Coast and have shown interest in what you've been doing, just send them along to our coffee meetup and we can explain face-to-face to them, and then they can get back to you and get that information they need face-to-face, because that's what Claudia does. She just meets people face-to-face all the time. So thanks, Paul, for coming on again. We'll see you on Wednesday in a couple of days.
Yes.
We're drinking a lot of coffee together, mate, but it's working out all right.
Indeed it is. And look, it does work out. And I think what Claudia alluded to some months ago, with just get out there and meet people. So that's what we've been really doing now in everywhere we go. And as you say, with all the different business cards that we get, and even people send me stuff from real estate agents. So they're people that are sending me stuff, so I'm sending them stuff back as well. So that's the way we get in contact.
That's a very good idea, mate. People must get business cards in their letterbox from the local real estate agent, or are you ready to sell your house? Even if you're renting, it doesn't matter. Just grab their card, get their email address, and send them an email with a link to one of our videos and information on Bitcoin mining.
That's the way.
Brilliant. So don't throw away all the rubbish that comes in your letterbox. Use it to your advantage and start sending stuff back to them. Very, very good.
Kitty, actually, you know what? This is one of my good friends, Todd Falcone, and you just have to Google him. Todd Falcone, the fearless networker. That's he's an American, and he has built a large, of course, business in his company. So he's a trainer now and coach. He's been in the market, over 30 years. He speaks on all the big networking events, like with Eric Rohrer on the GoPro tour and so on. Traveling all around the world. He's traveling to Australia as well. Often does coaching seminars and so on for different companies. So he's a generic trainer now. That's how he started building his business. Is with real estate agents. There's so many real estate agents. Most of them would like to make more money. They struggle to sell homes, and you find always their cards and everywhere their signs and whatever, and so just teaches people to talk to these people, go to all those real estate agents. And he built a huge, massive business on that. And he does Monday calls, and they're actually free if you want to go to fearlessnetworker.com. And he does Monday calls where he basically does live calls to prospects, how to talk to prospects. So it's pretty amazing, and he's generic, as I said. It's a generic trainer, and not company focused on anything generic. But so it's a great way, because all those guys who leave their business cards, well, they're looking for business. So we have a business which could well suit them. Why not, of course, talk to these guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's there's so many opportunities. You just got to put your mind on, think outside the box, and so many people just looking. They are looking. You just got to get involved with them. So, hey, Claudia, again, thanks for coming live from where you are out in the, what's that sound sign behind me?
Okay, what is this means actually go to the city, but you know what? So just to tell you, this wall, so you look at this wall here.
Yeah.
That wall was built in 1332. So in 1332. Yes, so it's pretty amazing. So I mean like in a, you know, we have all those old villages here in Europe, in Germany, and this is the entry to the village actually. So this is the entry to the village, and you have all those little very tiny you know, places, and every little village here has their own wine, their own Riesling wine, white wine they do. So it's beautiful.
Fantastic. Thank you, Claudia. Well, enjoy your day there at the village. Thank you, Paul.
And I have a target. I have a target to at least talk to 3 people today and get free business cards.
Very good. There you go. Small goals turn into gigantic goals, which turn into fantastic results. And all you got to do is keep going every day. Never give up. Thank you, Claudia, as always. Fantastic to have you on. It was good to have Bill on, even though we didn't get live on the camera. We could clearly hear them, and he's running the ship. So all members should be really, really focused that the owner is really, really running this ship, and he's doing it in a timely manner. So all the regulations are checked off. There's going to be no dramas for us as a business moving forward in our 10th year, and that's part of the story. You can tell people that you're a part of a 10-year-old business. You can't get any better than that in the current climate. Fantastic. Well, thanks for watching, everybody watching here. We'll see you on the next one. Next week will be number 40, our 40th hangout. And next week, actually, if anyone's watching, just type in, I've been in nearly 1 year. If you're watching there, just type in how long you've actually been with Swiss Gold Global in years or months. Have you done 3 months or 6 months, or just type in now quickly before we finish. We'll get a couple of snapshots of the people watching. Just type in how many months or how many years you've been in Swiss Gold Global, because you might have been a gold and silver customer for 6 or 7 years watching our video, not just only cryptocurrency. Is there anyone quickly typing in? Karen there, Richard, Team Big. Not many people typing. They're very slow with the old finger typing. We'll post those results later on, but stay focused, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Monday for number 40. And have a fantastic, successful, positive week. And talk to 3 people today, like Claudia is doing. Good on you, folks. See you on the next one. Bye for now.